How do you guys? Welcome back to Edgar TV. 26th Pro Tour of the year, 4 to go, 2 separate weekends. I still call them weekends even though they're midweek now, aren't they? But 2 more events to go, double headers. So this is where things start to get really interesting in regards to people in tour card races. And, wow, a few people you might not have thought so. Ignore how the rankings look at the minute. I keep saying it's a very tricky system, but defending. I saw a few comments down there yesterday. What does that mean? I'll give you a very simple answer. It means everything you won 2 years ago on the 3rd of October will come off your rankings on the 3rd of October this year. So anything the players win today on the 3rd of October 2026, it will come off your ranking. So you have to keep defending that prize money. Simon Whitlock's one of those. I pointed him out a while ago that he looks safe on the rankings, but when you take off what he's got to defend, and the fact he's in no big events, he could be in trouble. But let's have a little scroll through the first round and see what we can find. Mervyn King, one of those players who's in a bit of a tricky situation. He's £2,750 off at the moment in regards to a place at the World Championships, and he needs to get in there if he's going to be a player that keeps hold of his card. There's Simon Whitlock. He's gone out by 6 legs to 3. Disappointing again for him. He needs some ranking points. He needs money on the board, and he's getting nothing. Andy Barton's last year picked up the WDF World Championships. At the moment, not in Ali Pally. Today he gets knocked out of a position, but he's not going to be the highest ranked player out of a position. That is Jose de Souza, who has also gone out in the first round. He is the number 36 in the overall order of merit. Did average well, 97, but he's gone up against Vessel Nyman. Won a Pro Tour this week. Will be in the World Match Play next year. Be in everything. Get him in the top 32 now because he's on his way there. Jose de Souza needs £4,000 more on his order of merit if he's going to get himself into the World Championship. I think he's going to have to go through the PDPA qualifier because remember, there is obviously that last chance saloon opportunity as well. James Hurrell, somebody who was looking pretty convincing at the start of the year, looked like he was going to be certain at getting into the World Championships. He would have gone out of position today if he didn't pick up this win. He's now 30th on that order of merit, so could do with a little bit more just to make things a little bit more comfortable. And down the bottom here, you'll see, once again, Joe Cullen out early. Form concerning for him. Lost to an 83 average and only took 1 leg. And Matt Campbell going out 6 legs to 5 against Stefan Beaumont. Challenge Tour call-up. He is the second highest ranked player not in the World Championship. Currently 50th in the world. 45th on the Pro Tour Order of Merit. So he's going to need another £3,000 just to draw level with 4 events to go. So he's going to need a deep run somewhere, or he's going to have to get through the first round on every one of them and hope other people ahead of him don't pick up. It's not going to happen. Second round, this is where we pick out our star performers, everyone who's averaged over 100, and it's a big list today. I did say yesterday I was going to change the font, and I have managed to do so here. Michael Smith, 6-1 victory, averaging 101. Great performance for him. He's a player who I keep highlighting could be in danger. He could go from number 2 in the rankings to outside the top 16. I would say at the moment it's much more likely that happens than it doesn't. Luke Humphrey survived a scare from Callan Goffin. Good performance from Luke Woodhouse, 105.55. We highlighted the fact of the European Tour this past weekend where he really struggled, came off stage after a 6-0 defeat, holding onto his arm. There were concerns going into the Grand Prix for him, but now looking good, 105. Maybe those concerns have gone. Performance of the round though, Mike De Decker, 110.65. I did say at the end of yesterday's video I was going to focus more on the stories today, not just Players Championship 26. What else is going on? There's some interesting things happening in round 3 here, the board final stage. So Kim Hybrex has just moved himself into a World Championship position very lightly, very gingerly, shall we say, but he's in a position. He's got to defend it now, hasn't he? He's got something to lose. Just like Jamie Hughes. I actually rhymed and I didn't even mean to. It just happened. He got down very close to Luke Littler, 6'5". Jamie Hughes is number 65 on the Pro Tour card list. So he's in no majors. He's going to get jumped unless he can find a place in one of the big events. His tour card is seriously in doubt, needs to get into a run. Robert Owen is someone whose tour card's in doubt as well, but at the moment is in a qualifying position and has a European Tour event as well, which is another opportunity to add money because there are people not in that event that are around him in the rankings. So a good opportunity there for him. Mike De Decker, great performance in the last round, didn't back it up. Lost to a 76 from Roby John, who's another player looking likely to lose the card. So lots of fight here for the players that are in danger. But another interesting story developing here. Christian Kist. Christian Kist going deep, getting himself close now to the Pro Tour Order of Merit in regards to the World Championship place, which means it may drop down even further. So the Challenge Tour Order of Merit, the top-up system. Number 1, Connor Scott. He's in via the Pro Tour if he chooses this route. Wesley Plazier, he's in via that. So the actual Challenge Tour isn't going to be positions 1 and 2, it's going to be positions 3 and 4. But then if Christian Kist can get in, we would then have 5 players off the Challenge Tour Order of Merit because 3 of them would be in via the Pro Tour. So another story to keep an eye on. It's great this time of year. Also at this stage worth reminding you that if a player from the Challenge Tour wins, they become top-up player number 1. So it could get a little bit interesting in regards to who's going to be number 1 on the Pro Tour call-ups. Might not be Plazier and Scott. It might be Christian Kist. Might not be as well, because as you can see, we're up to now the semi-final stage. Christian Kist has gone out in the quarterfinals. He did pick up another win. He got the 6-4 over the informed Darrell Gurney, so that's going to help in regards to getting his money up and putting him in the running for a World Championship place. He was also one of only 2 non-seeds to reach through to the quarterfinal stage, Robert Owen being the other, strengthening his position for the World Championship, strengthening his position to keep hold of his tour card. If he can have a win or 2 on the Euro Tour, a win at the World Championship, a couple more wins as well on the floor here, might get him in the Players' Championship finals. A few weeks ago, he did an interview with Phil Bars, and it looked unlikely that what he was hoping for, which was keeping hold of his card, was going to happen. But now all of a sudden it looks more likely. Luke Woodhouse into the semi-finals. He's got rid of those potential fears, hasn't he, over his fitness. He's in the semi-finals. Luke Littler went out to Barneveld, and Barneveld's had worries, hasn't he, about how he can manage and sustain a day. Good run for him. But also, did you notice? Stephen Bunting, again, he's been in the final for the last 2 days, and now Bunting is in the semi-finals. Can he go one better? Can he win a tour? The one thing's for sure, he's going to go up the rankings a little bit more here. With the majors coming up and him getting to form, he's not defending too much money. I think Bunting can be back in the Premier League. Certainly if he carries on playing like this. It was tight. It was very tight in regards to those final positions and picking up that spot. And that winner's enclosure, which did go the way of Luke Humphries. Look at that, 7-6, 7-6, 8-7, all down to the final legs. Humphries getting the better of Woodhouse in a good game. So Woodhouse's concerns well and truly put to bed. Bunting just can't get that win, can he? Another big win though, £30,000 for the week. He'll be more than happy with that. But that might take a little bit of getting over. 3 finals. He's won a lot of games this week and played quite well. That's this tournament. We know what it's like at the top. We don't always worry about the top. Today, we're going to take a look at the Pro Tour. Now, this here is the rankings with everything considered. So all the majors you see here, Players' Championship Finals, Worlds, European. Remember Robert Owen I was speaking about earlier? Look why. The European Tour, £1,250. There is no one around him in the European Tour. This is good timing because he'll go to that event and he's the only man in that event who can add money. So he could top up and get closer to that cut-off, which is Jamie Hughes. Jamie Hughes is in danger. He needs money. He needs to get into these majors. If he doesn't get into the majors, he's going to get swamped. You've got to think someone around this area is going to get in the Grand Slam, surely. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players below him there. Maybe more. Loads more. Who are in the World Championship that can pick up big money. That's why I think Simon Whitlock's in trouble. You may think someone like Mensa Suljovic may be in trouble as well, but not really. Look, he's got the Grand Slam, the Players' Championship Finals and the Worlds. You'd imagine he's going to put something on his ranking during that period of time. So that's going to keep him safe. Ryan Meikle's got 2 opportunities for the big money games, plus there's 4 Pro Tours still to go. Mervyn King, 50,000. If he can get into the majors, another 7,000. That would put him up to probably 60 with the money he's got as well. He gives himself a legitimate chance at being able to keep hold of his card. Currently £2,750 off the World Championship places. So they're the stories I'm keeping an eye on, certainly going into the back end of the year. I also saw a comment saying about Connor Scott and how I'd prefer him to not go to Lakeside. Absolutely, the guy's playing fantastic. I'd rather not play him if I didn't have to. But I also think it's best for his career as well that he goes to Ali Pali. Chance now to be in the World Match Play next year if he can get into the top 64. If not, he could go down sort of the Radek Skagansky road. Radek Skagansky would have been in last year's World Match Play. However, he lost his card and lost that position to do so. See what I mean? It gets tricky, doesn't it? Technically, we didn't have the best 32 players in the World Match Play. We had 33 because one player was missing who should have been in it according to what happened. It was the system that meant that he didn't. I would personally like to see that change, make it a 1 year rolling system regardless, so match play to match play, regardless of what happens. If you're on the Challenge Tour this year, the Pro Tour next year, it's still a 1 year system from that event to that event rather than resetting in January. I don't know why that happens. Maybe it's something that we'll see changed in the future. It also happened to Keegan Brown, didn't it, a few years ago? But who are you following? What's your story of the day? Was it Richie Edhouse averaging 120? Ridiculous darts. He did a 10 to 15 darts, so everything there, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Brilliant game. Unbelievable. And he backed it up. It's going to be interesting, isn't it, going into the World Grand Prix. I will be live, so make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you next week for some more Edgar TV, and loads of interesting, insightful content coming your way. Let me know in the comment section. I'll be down there having a chat with you. Catch you soon with some more Edgar TV.